Hey guys, it's Savannah from merch.com. I was going to release a guide on merchanting newly released items, but I'll put that up next week because yesterday Jagex posted the BTS video for the elemental and rare drop table reworks. I really want to say some things about that, and my hope is that just one JMod is watching this since I'm posting it on the RS Reddit as well. First off, I appreciate that Jagex is trying to make training Slayer more rewarding and that they genuinely mean well with the game, but they're only looking at how items are entering the game and not at how they are leaving it. You can't just swap the cheap items on drop tables around to more expensive ones, as in turn those will crash over time as well. The JMod in this video was talking about how they will remove Snapdragon seeds and add Lantadime seeds, for example, but Lantadime seeds have already been crashing pretty hard for a while now due to loads being dropped by the Calphite King and by Nihils. In a while their price is going to end up even lower, and then we are back at where we were before, because the problem wasn't solved at the source. In the case of the Lantadime seed, you would need to add an incentive for people to use more of them to balance out the supply. A pretty easy way to do this could be to reduce the amount of Lantadime herb drops, which means players will have an incentive to farm them if they want to make potions. If you make herb lore rely on farming just a bit more, then both skills benefit. Another way would be to increase the XP that you get from farming Lantadime seeds, but that would have to be up to the level where you are over-rewarding people again, and that would also increase the Lantadime supply a lot, and thus create another problem. This is an approach that Jagex has frequently taken in the past, but over-rewarding is only a temporary solution and really shouldn't be used. Criticizing stuff is of course pretty easy, and people rarely offer solutions, but that's what I'm trying to do here. The solution I suggest is one that Jagex has actually already successfully used in the past. For a bunch of updates like Legacy or the combat reworks, for example, Jagex asked a lot of well-known PVMers and PvPers for their input to make sure that they would get the updates right. So why don't you do the same for updates related to the economy? Ask players with expertise for their opinions, and I'm not nominating myself, by the way. That is not the purpose of this video. I simply want things to work out for the game. There are plenty of high-profile merchants with a vast knowledge of the game that could be asked for their opinions or insights on newly added items or changes in the drop tables. The reason why I mention newly added items is because their starting MetGE price usually tends to be way off from what it is actually worth. Just think of the treasure trial items, Seismic Wand and Singularity, Barrow Shields, Crystal Weapons, and so many others. On the other hand, I'm aware Jagex is not exactly happy about merchants because they have so much power over the economy, but whether you like it or not, merchanting is and has always been a huge part of this game, and actually is one of the few things that will also help you in real life. I and many others would appreciate it if after all of those years more attention would be given to it. I'm not talking about one Rune Labs update or one poll to determine something, but about consistent collaboration. RuneScape could be so much better and so much more enjoyable for everyone with a healthier economy. Armor and weapons, for example, keep devaluing because they aren't leaving the game since nobody loses them on death, and there aren't much new players to buy the extra supply like there used to be. Jagex is trying to counteract this by requiring whips, for example, to create a level 85 whip dropped by the Wildy Worm, but when those eventually crash, the Abyssal whips will too, which makes it another temporary solution. Additionally, this also goes at the cost of existing higher level weapons, which crash further in price due to a cheap alternative being available. So I'm asking this in the hope that this one JMod will be watching this. Please pay more attention to how items leave the game, and if you don't know how to go about it all, then work with some experienced merchants who can help you to improve the economy to make the game more enjoyable for everyone. Take care guys, and I'll see you all again next week for another video.